anticipated film of 2020?
Right, there is so many good movies that are going to be coming out next year. There's none of this half-assing stuff. There's so many horror movies that are going to come out and absolutely be amazing. There's The Conjuring 3, which I'm excited for. I don't know if other people are. But The Conjuring 3, there's The Turning, there's Underwater, there's Fantasy Island, there's Army of the Dead, there's, what's the other one, Ben Roy, that you were excited about? Halloween Kills. What's the other one? There we go. Halloween is coming out. There is so many things that are being lined up. There's old franchises coming back to life. There's new ones being born. There's continuations of all these studios that are putting wonderful things in the world. But the one film that I am most excited for, again, it's not a horror film, it is Godzilla vs. Kong, because it's just a big stupid fun. Instead of this big broody monster movie that it could be, it just looks like it's going to go full ham and have a big gorilla punching a big dinosaur, and that's like all I want. That's all I want. I loved Kong Skull Island. I loved Godzilla King of the Monsters. Both of them are so dumb and stupid and just such a good time. I went to go and see them in like the wobbly seats that you go in where it like throws you around. I was almost sick, like, because it just fully like launches you. It's like I was being on a roller coaster getting bopped around by Godzilla, and I would do it all again, and I want to do it all again, and I'm very excited to do it all again in 2020. Kong vs. Godzilla is going to be a good time. It's Adam Wingard as well, and I mentioned horror movies because he is a horror director. And he is known for The Guest and You're Next, which are seminal, I think, very important, as in important, they're just good. They did new things, did exciting things, and he also did Death Note, which we don't talk about. But he also did, importantly, Blair Witch, which everyone says is terrible, but I think is one of the scariest, like, greatest found footage movies that have ever been made. So basically, this appeals directly to me, like hook it into my veins. Like, it's just big monsters directed by a man who knows how to deal with like shaky found footage and building tension and creatures, supernatural stuff. He knows what he's doing. He's gonna have a good time doing this. Even Death Note, which was trash, like the way that he built his characters and stuff, different to the source material. But I can't defend it. I was going to say it's a good thing. We just ignore Death Note. We do the rest. You're Next, The Guest, Blair Witch. All of them come together to make a Godzilla vs. Kong movie, which could be the best Godzilla movie ever. Could be. I vote maybe. I'm excited.
I'm not gonna lie, right? 2020 seems a little bit barren. I'm waiting for the MCU to sort of tip the bucket and unleash the the oodles of fish. Been watching Watchmen.
Come on, Johnny's ripped.
He is ripped, isn't he? Man, ridiculously ripped. Anyway, no, I think 2020 seems kind of empty for the most part. But for me, I adore Leigh Whannell, the dude that originally did Saw back with James Wan. Just shoestring budget, and just Saw's one of my favorite horror thriller movies ever. And I loved Upgrade from like 2016 or 17 or whenever the hell that movie came out. And it's become like a running joke in the office that I think Upgrade is one of the best things ever committed to film, which it is. And the fact that he's doing like his take on The Invisible Man. The trailer for it didn't really like blow me away, but I like that he's playing obviously directly into the horror aspect of it. But I just know that there'll be some sort of twist at the end of that like maybe everyone other than the Invisible Man were the real Invisible Men, and that'll probably be the inversion, and that'll be the thing, because that's what he does. He flips everything on its face. That's his thing. Jigsaw was in the middle of the room. Upgrade, there's way more going on with the AI and that. And I'm looking forward to just what Leigh Whannell has got in his noggin, his head, for the lore of the Invisible Man. So I don't know much else other than that initial trailer, but I just have to live in hope. I have faith in Mr. Leigh Whannell, and the fact they just, they messed up the whole, what was it called, the Dark Universe? That whole thing with the Wolfman and all that. That's never going to come back.
Dark Universe, hashtag Dark Universe, come back 2020.
Maybe at some point, but at this point they were just like, well, we don't know what to do, so let's just give it to this indie guy and see what he does, and maybe it'll work out.
Pitch of Dark Universe 2020.
Go on.
The Invisible Man and the trailer for The Mummy, where it's just them screaming in the plane.
If they can bring that together, then yeah, cinema history. But for now, I'm just looking forward to seeing what other twisted BS Mr. Leigh Whannell can inject into Invisible Man's face.
Like Scott said, I think 2020 currently is looking like a bit of a, not necessarily unexciting year for film, but it's certainly nothing that's really sticking out to me as being like whoa, I'm really excited for that. I'm looking forward to 1917, but that is releasing in America this year, so I don't think we can really talk about that, which is really annoying. So what I am going to talk about instead is Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn, because hoo boy, I'm ready for DC to be good again. I'm so ready for DC to absolutely knock out the park with this film, because I love the Birds of Prey comics. And I know that people in the comments right now will be saying, oh, this isn't the Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn wasn't in the Birds of Prey, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. It's actually getting all these characters back, and there's no way that DC would have done a film about Black Canary, Huntress, and Renee Montoya without having Harley Quinn in it, who is a massive sell, and Margot Robbie is so good, and she's been so instrumental in actually bringing this film to market, and everything about it just really excites me. We've got Kathy Ann who's directing it. We've also, I think it's Christina Dodson who's done the script. She's like doing loads of stuff for DC at the moment. She did the script for Bumblebee, which obviously wasn't DC, whatever, but she's got the Batgirl script coming up as well, and she seems like she's a really exciting talent in the industry, and everything that I've seen of Birds of Prey so far has really kind of stuck out to me as a big fan of, you know, Harley and the Birds of Prey, and like there's all sorts of different little nuggets of like Easter eggs that are coming out at the moment. Obviously Harley's got a hyenas again, which is a great thing if you love Batman animated series, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, more so than Wonder Woman 1984, even though that does look like a good time as well. So yeah, Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of Harley Quinn, that is going to be difficult to say in a bunch of voiceovers next year.
Well, 2020, like some people that aren't looking forward to it, but I kind of am, because zombies are going to come back with Army of the Dead. Zack Snyder's going to do another zombie film. Last time he like delved deep into that, Dawn of the Dead, best zombie film of all time according to WhatCulture.com. And what else we have? Halloween Kills. Look, the new Halloween reboot is not perfect, but I want to see Michael Myers stab some fools, and I want to see Laurie Strode beat him up. And then James Bond's coming out. But before I get to James Bond, Parasite. Everyone in America has said Parasite is probably the best thing of all time. It's the highest rated movie on Letterboxd. I really want to see it. Just hurry up and bring it out over here so we can watch it. I hate these staggered release dates. We live in the world of the internet. Let's just fix that. Also, bring Mandalorian over. But James Bond, No Time to Die, 25th James Bond film. I'm probably the biggest James Bond fan in the office, all of that I know. I just can't wait for this. I like many people, Spectre wasn't all for them. I've only watched it like twice compared to the million times I've watched all the others, but I'm willing to dive back in and try and see this current arc from Casino Royale that they're trying to do all the way to No Time to Die, just to end and see how it goes. We're gonna get Rami Malek in, probably gonna be a decent role. I hope he's not Dr. No. Don't reboot these films. Just keep nice long canons going forever, or just like don't talk about it. Don't make him Dr. No. Just don't do it. And yeah, I just want to see how this goes. I want to see if it's going to destroy the internet when if James Bond dies and then they transform him over the 00 to another character. I want to see that, but also I just want to see him maybe, you know, bring Daddy Mads back in to smash his balls for a bit. I just want to see Daniel Craig go for a bit of pain, come out, be suave on the other side, and kind of save the world, but not really. And I just want to see another James Bond film because James Bond's great.
Right. I'm really mixed on this because I have two very, very strong opinions on two very different films about what I think I'm most looking forward to, and I think a lot of people are most looking forward to. On one hand, we have Black Widow. For anyone who isn't a huge comic book dork, basically the one shame about the MCU and Black Widow is that she has the coolest history, she has all the best fights, she has all this absolutely insane James Bond backstory, and we just never talk about it. We just never talk about it. It's mentioned once in like the first Avengers, like, oh yeah, no, she used to be with the Russians and stuff, and then they're like, oh cool, and that's it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing like that properly explore her character. Yeah, it's a shame because she is, spoilers, kind of dead, but also I think that'll be good in a way because it means we're not just building up to the next film, because I don't really want us to do that. So there's that. And then on the other hand, Sonic the Hedgehog the movie.
Yes!
Now,
I love vegetables.
I feel almost bad, right? Because I respect everyone who worked on like all of it. The guys who worked on the CGI must have had to absolutely work like 1,000,000 hours. God bless them every single day. But also, I kind of don't want it to be good. I don't want to go in and be like, wow, I thought a lot of things about that film and it actually, you know, totally changed my idea. I want to watch it and come out, be like, there are people who do things worse than I do. And that's fantastic. So either the best film of the year or hopefully the worst film of the year. Those are my hopes.
Well, 2020 is yet another year of a sequel, and there is a sequel that a lot of people have been talking about that I cannot wait to see, and that is Peter Rabbit 2. Because who wants to see more James Corden, everyone? No one, James. No one wants to see you. No, it is in fact Bill and Ted 3. I have waited 29 years for this movie, which granted means I was 2 when I started waiting for it, and I subsequently had to watch them a little bit later. But oh my God, we're getting another Bill and Ted movie. Ever since I saw that little Twitter announcement that they did where they were at, I think, Cannes possibly, saying it was coming, I've been so excited for this film. The first 2 films were some of my favourite movies growing up, and I know we've had issues in the past where they sort of go, who wants a revamp of an old movie or a sequel to an old movie, and everyone goes, yeah, and then they bring out and everyone goes, but I genuinely don't think they can get this wrong. Plus, I'm just going to cheat a little bit here. I'm just going to read you the synopsis of Bill and Ted Face the Music. Bill and Ted 3, basically. Now enduring the monotony of middle-aged life, I can relate to that, Bill and Ted are warned by a visitor from the future of the need for them to create a song that will save all life on Earth and the entire universe. If you don't like that premise as a film, I don't like you as a person.
I don't agree that 2020 is going to be a bad year or an underwhelming year for films. What is not being said there is no Avengers film. That's all anybody is complaining about. There are lots and lots of really big blockbusters. And most importantly of all, I think, Christopher Nolan is making a film. We don't know an awful lot about it, other than he has put an upside down T in the title, which is a boss move. Because how do you pronounce that? It's called Tenet, but is it called Tenet? Is it called Tenet upside down T? Who knows? This is not why I like it. So it's a spy film. And that's about all I know. It's got Christopher Nolan's name is the thing though, isn't it? Like, you'll go and watch whatever he makes. If for 2 hours he scribbled in like bodily fluids, you would go and watch it. You'd go and watch it because it's Christopher Nolan. And maybe that's his next project, I don't know, I haven't heard anything. It's not an inside scoop. And then also at the same time, there are very much 2 sides to my personality. I also am very excited to see Fast and Furious 9 because I know it won't be very good, but it'll also be the perfect type of not very good. It won't have The Rock in, which is sad, but it will have John Cena in, which is good. And Vin Diesel saying family over and over again. You know exactly what you're going to get. It's like a Christmas selection box. You get it every year, same things in it. Always great. This is what it's going to be. And I'm much more excited about that than I should be, and much more excited than I am about all of these really big, good, definitely Oscar-winning films. But that's not what you want all the time.